So for people that watch the channel, I promise if the box cushions I attempted to sew for this built-in banquette turned out halfway decent, I would post the video, and they did, so that is what this is going to be. So if you watch the channel, you know I made this wooden banquette. The customer, who is someone I know, wanted the box cushions. I'm not a seamstress, but I have used a sewing machine, and they were fine with them not necessarily being perfect. So that is kind of the caveat to this video. This is the first set of box cushions I've ever made. So what I did was, because they're odd sizes, I made a cordboard template and I put that on my fabric. So for these two sides, you want mirrored pieces so that when they meet together, the insides are facing together and the outside is obviously facing out. I needed a 1/2 inch seam allowance around the whole side, or if you're doing a square, the math is a little bit easier. It's 1 inch on two sides. So I happen to have a 1/2 inch piece of ply, so I just put my pattern on the fabric and then use that to mark that extra 1/2 inch around the whole perimeter. The same thing is going to go for the boxing, which is the material that goes around the outside. I'm using 3-inch foam, so that means I have to add a 1/2 inch to both sides, which is 4 inches. This piece of ply happened to be 4 inches, so I can just trace it. Same process for the zipper, but for the zipper you're adding 1 inch, but also the thickness of the zipper. So that's going to be 4 inches for myself plus the thickness of the zipper. I could cut all of my pieces out, and that's what it looks like. For the boxing around the perimeter, I just cut extra because, like I said, this is my first set. I didn't want to have to worry about not having enough. The first step to this is going to be sewing the zipper. So I take my zipper panel, I fold it in half with the right sides of the fabric facing each other, so the two outer sides are what's going to be going on the inside. Now the hem or the seam allowance I make on that is going to be the zipper width divided by 2. My zipper was 1 1/4 inches, so I did 5/8 of an inch in, and on newer sewing machines like this with a zipper foot, they have little measurement marks. You just track it, and then I could cut down that part that I just sewed. I could open up both of these pieces, and then the zipper is going to get sewn onto that little flange that I created. I'm going to pin everything in place because, once again, not a professional seamstress, so it makes my life a little bit easier, and I'm also working on a small table. Zippered side down is going to go in between that seam. I'm going to sew up both sides and then rip it open, and that's how you do that back panel. Now that back panel is the size of the back panel of the cushion plus 2 inches. So that is the math for all of that stuff. Now you need a zipper foot, obviously, to sew a zipper on, so I swapped that out. And then this zipper I bought online, it's an upholstery zipper. This is an upholstery fabric. It's also upholstery thread, and they don't have the little metal tabs on the bottom to stop the zipper. So I just went back and forth on the fabric to create a stop, and then I could sew up the fabric. You can see that the zipper I cut does not go end to end because I really don't need it to. And I watched a couple of videos on how to do this. I followed the instructions and the math they gave me. I'll put a link to one of the videos I watched in the description, which, if you want more info on the math, that one really helps. But I stuck to it loosely. I would say my seam allowances were not perfect. My cut fabric was not perfect. Once you get towards where the zipper is, you kind of have to move it out of the way to finish it. And then once I got to the end, I could flip it around and do the exact same thing on the other side. So one side done, that's what it looks like. You're sewing it onto that little seam you created, and then that's what it looks like with both sides. So I'm pretty close to that zipper material. Then I could take my seam ripper and use the pointy side to rip open this seam, then flip it around and use the rubber side so that I'm not poking through my fabric. I did this pretty slowly because it feels like you're ripping the fabric even though you're not. And I'm just going to go through and rip that seam that I originally sewed in order to reveal that zipper. So that was pretty much the extent of the zipper, and because you folded that over, this boxing is now the exact same 4 inches as the other boxing. And like I said, that is going to be dependent on the thickness of your foam. Basically, it's the thickness of your foam plus an inch. That inch accounts for a 1/2 inch hem on both sides. So then to join the boxing together, I just put right side facing together and sew those 2 edges together. Now, in order to start attaching this to the cushion, like I said, the zipper is going on the back side. I'm going to do that one first. So I start in the corner, and like I said, my seam allowance is about a 1/2 inch. So I'm using the little measurement tab to keep this at a 1/2 inch. I'm not a professional sewer, so I'm doing this pretty slowly. I'm stopping every little bit of time to make sure all of my pieces are lined up, and I'm just going to continue that 1/2 inch seam down the back edge of this cushion. As you can see, just adjusting it, making sure everything's staying in place, and that is going to be for the zipper. Now the corners get a little difficult because this is not a square, so there was some excess material in the corners. I did end up putting some relief cuts on there to help out with that, but in general the corners I just kind of tried to cheat it around as best as possible, but I did end up at points kind of back sewing, lifting the foot, and to get it around that edge. But because my boxing is now all in one long piece, I could sew on that back part of the zipper and then just continue around the whole perimeter, once again following the same rules, 1/2 inch, and getting it where I need it to be. So this is now doing one of the sides, and once the zipper's out of the way, it is much easier. The corners is just a lot of material, you're kind of wrestling to keep it in place, but in general, not too bad. So then this is the second corner, and you can see I put some relief cuts in there, just trying to scooch around that corner. Because my angles aren't square, like I said, it was a little more difficult, I imagine, than doing a square. But with those relief cuts, I was able to get it around the side. And then you're just going to do this for the whole perimeter until your 2 edges meet. And like I said, I had left my boxing longer, so once I reached the edge, I could just cut my boxing, and then you just join those 2 seams. But you could see how the corner was kind of a little bit of a tangled mess in order to get it around there, but this is all the inside of the cushion that you're looking at now, so you'll never see any of this, which is a bonus to sewing. And then like I said, when I get to the end, I just join my two seams together. So that is pretty simple. I went back and forth multiple times. I do that in general with sewing. And then this is what that looks like. Like I said, some of the corners are a little bit sloppier than others, but once again, cheated to the inside of the cushion, and that is what that looks like. This fabric's a little difficult because it's the pattern, it doesn't have a pattern, but the wrong side of it, which will eventually be the inside, is a slightly different texture. So before I sew the top on, you saw I opened the zipper, which is how I'm going to turn this inside out. That's pretty important. And then the top side pattern I just pinned on top, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. So right now you're looking at the outside of the cushion, it's inside out. My 2 right sides are facing together. If you're watching this video and you're wondering if this is something you can do, I think if you have a sewing machine, it's not terrible. The math, once you figure that out, is not difficult. I would recommend, if you're doing this for the first time, to get fabric like this without a pattern. If you get fabric with a pattern, pattern matching is a whole different beast in sewing. And then once again, same process. Now this is bunched up because it's the whole cushion at this point, so you can see a lot of this process is now just kind of maneuvering that cushion around the needle and making sure I'm not sewing through the middle of the cushion or parts of the cushion I shouldn't. But same process, kind of going around the corner slowly, 1/2 inch seam allowance on the edges, and then just going around the entire perimeter. Since the boxing is already joined at this point, I don't have to join the seam at the boxing at the end, so the start is the finish. Now to cut my foam, you're cutting it to size, so I'm taking my pattern out. There's special tools for doing this, which I did not want to buy because I don't plan on sewing a lot of cushions. So I used a drywall saw, which I will not recommend, but if that's what you have, it actually cut pretty cleanly. I cleaned up the edges a little bit and it ended up working. And then on both sides, I'm putting batting on there, so I rough cut the batting to size. Little spray foam adhesive on both sides. I could put that on the foam and then just kind of trim it to size as well. Then once you have your foam cut, you can kind of stuff it pretty haphazardly inside of that cushion and see what it looks like. Like I said, my cushions, I consider them to be passable, especially since this is a banquette. It's in the corner, so a table's blocking most of them. It's much cheaper than if they had hired a professional to do it. Like I said, it was someone I know, so I felt comfortable telling them my skill set was probably not going to produce perfect cushions. The first time around, because the foam was kind of air packed in a box, you have to play around with it a little bit, make sure you're getting the seams on the edges, and then I could zip everything closed. But in general, these turned out about as good as I could have hoped for them to be. And then obviously the other two were done the exact same way, making patterns and just working off of that pattern. So those are the first two, and then I finish up with the other one in the corner the exact same way. And then I didn't film this build, but for people that watch that, didn't film the install of this build, but for people that watch it or someone who's watching the cushion build, I have a full build process for how I made this banquette on the channel. It has lifted lids for storage, and then obviously the cushions go on top, and those attach with Velcro, so you could take the cushions off to get to the storage, and that's what that final piece looks like.